everyone. Hello. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. There we are. How we doing, guys? Sorry, I'm getting better at the producing, so I'll get a little better at when to click things, when to not click things. Let me know if you can hear everything. How we looking? How we doing, everyone? Let me know if you're in the chat, if you can hear me. How's everything going? Last stream we had some audio problems. I know that for the whole stream it was very low, so hopefully we don't have that problem today. Let me know if you're in the chat and if you can hear everything. Alright guys, we are now recording as well, so I'm recording this stream as of now. I have not recorded the other ones. I'm learning how to get this going, so let me know if you're in the chat, let me know. Gonna give it a second, see if anyone fills in here. It's 10:33 here in Las Vegas, 11:33 in Denver Mountain Time. How's everyone doing? Audio's good. Let me know if you can hear my sound effects. Let's see if we can hear this air horn. How was that? Everyone can hear that too. You can hear my sound effects. Everything's working. We've had some issues the last stream or two, but you know, this is stream number 3. We're just going to keep practicing, rolling with the punches. Yeah, my mother's in the chat. Let's see. Anyone else in the chat? All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hope everyone's having a great night. So I don't have much of a plan for tonight. You know, I wanted to keep tonight's show a little short. I had some terrible news about my sister's dog. You know, he's supposed to be turning 14 in September, but he was just diagnosed with cancer. So we're going to be giving him the best time we have. We only have days to weeks with him. So we're just trying to make sure my sister's dog has the best time he can. And we're going to take him to the park tomorrow early in the morning. He's going to go see the ducks, and we're going to bring his little sister with him. So he's going to have a great time at the park. Hope everyone is okay with a shorter stream tonight and an earlier stream tonight. You know, normally we go live around 12:30 Las Vegas, 1:30, you know, Mountain Time. But I wanted to get this done so I can get some sleep tonight and go see the dogs. We're going to stream the next game for the NHL Playoffs for the Western Conference for the Knights versus the Avs. It's been a tough series for the Avs. You know, I had a 7-game series, and here I am wearing the Goonsville black and gold. It's a weird series for me. So, you know, I love the Knights. They're an original team, and that's one thing I'll always love about a Las Vegas team that's original, not a team that's a transplant like the Raiders or like the Athletics. But I definitely enjoy a original home team, and I'm excited to see how this goes. Not many teams can make a comeback from being down 2 like that. So we'll see if the Avs have anything in them, and if they can. I'm rooting for both, honestly. This year's my red shirt year with a lot of this streaming and all this, especially this NFL off season. I'm really trying to use like the NHL playoffs, you know, UFC fights, any kind of sport coverage that I can get on the weekends, because we are going to have a script of 3 shows a week at night, and then on weekends we're going to eventually just be only streaming during the day on weekends. For whatever sports there actually is, for like live streams and do watch-alongs and stuff. So right now I just wanted to get into the NHL playoffs for a little second. You know, it's crazy how a lot of people think that the Avs may be the better team, and they've just been outplayed in a lot of ways. You got to really give Vegas their props, honestly. I really knew that this was going to be a tough you know, series for both teams, and honestly, whoever won this series is going to come out either banged up or a little, you know, sore from this. And either way, I thought they were going to win the championship still. This is the real championship, in my opinion, but I don't know a whole lot about hockey. I'm really getting back into it, and we're just trying to learn more. I'm going to hopefully try and attend some sporting events coming up soon. I've been trying to attend more. So we've attended a baseball game recently for the Las Vegas Aviators. We've attended a Las Vegas Nighthawks game. So that was fun. The arena team, they're really good. I'm really falling in love with arena football. It's such an exciting sport. If anyone else is in the chat, let me know. Smash the like button. Go ahead and pop in. It's a little earlier for me. We don't have any plans for tonight. We're just slowly learning the producing side, and then I'm going to slowly practice like my scripts and everything. And we're going to get on, and then especially like how I handle myself on camera, we're going to get there. Right now I've just been learning a lot on the producing side and trying to master that end. So it's been pretty fun. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's see. So I did, like I mentioned earlier, I am repping the Goonsville black and gold. Awesome. Matches the hat right here. So I have learned how to master like the screen capture stuff, so I can at least show you guys some other stuff. Let's see. Here we are. Let's pop over to Goonsville. Boom. So here's Goonsville. Awesome clothing, man. You guys have already seen it. I've been rocking it every stream so far, even though the audio's been bad on some streams, or like the mic's cut out on some streams, or like we go live without going live, and we're missing like the first 10, 13 minutes of the first episode. But either way, I've been rocking Goonsville on each show. I've shown off the little Goonsville merch corner, and it just looks sick. There's nothing better than looking clean in what you're doing. If you want to support other people that are good at their crafts, and you just want to look good while doing it, look at this Goonsville. That's the St. Patrick's Day shirt. I have it. Petros is such a man. OG. We're waiting on those Greek hats right now. Can't wait for those to come in. Let's see, look at this. CB. You got CB right there with the Goonsville, matching the Nuggets color wave. That gold and navy blue. So, check out what Petros has got going on over here, guys. It's awesome. See, I got no audio playing, but just because I'm not trying to mess with the audio too much. Don't want to mess nothing up. But you can see Petros is cooking up legendary collabs with everyone right now. So many cool stuff going on. And he's got me hyped for everything that he's got in the mix. So I'm pretty hyped for everything going on with Goonsville. Let's see, guys. Look at that. The Goons always persevere. Come on. That's some legendary stuff right there. It just looks so clean. So you're going to always see me repping my Goonsville up here. He's got 10% on the website right now, but I'm trying to work with him on maybe trying to get a discount code or something like that in the future. It'd be pretty sick. If anyone recognizes this man from the Broncos schedule release, you'd recognize him from smashing some tables wearing the Bills gear. So, go check out him. He's a great guy, Denver local. Check out Petros, man. Look at all this. Coach Prime, Uncle Neely, RK. This guy gets around, man. Everyone wants to support his gear. Warren Sapp, man, this guy's just awesome. Who wouldn't want to support Goonsville? Get in on it while it's early, man. As he says right there, 303 strong. Go check him out on Instagram. He's got some awesome stuff going on right now. And I'm going to let this sit here for a second so you guys can read that. But we're going to really give Petros his love right here since I'm mastering the screen capturing stuff. I really wanted to practice. And I was like, what's a better place than to show off this Goonsville, show off his website. He's got a great website. You want to love your craft. Goons always got goons. Take a look at that, guys. There's beautiful Denver skyline right there. So beautiful. I mean, Goonsville's everywhere. If you're in Denver, you'll know. Maybe you went and watched them on the news. This was a great news segment to watch. I hope he gets on the news again out there, man. I just love any time I see Petros getting out there. No matter who he's working with, go get that black and gold embroidered shirt. These shirts are great. They're all embroidered. Look at all these awesome badasses that are repping Goonsville. You got BKFC fighters. You got motocross riders. You just got people living their life, doing their thing, owning their craft. Man, Petros and Kunzel is just awesome. Look at all this. We're just checking out the website right now, guys. Awesome hats. You know, if you are a Raider fan, I don't know if you'd be here, but look, you can even get some silver and black. Matches, you know, your color waves. Petros does all the cool stuff. Go check that out, guys. There you go. Alright, so now we're going to step back on to the camera for me. And here we are. Alright, guys. How are we doing? Yeah, Petros is awesome. Just wanted to say, you know, Goonsville deserved that little shout out. We had to check out the website right there. Alright guys, so one thing I did want to go over is I kind of wanted to maybe go back to the schedule release just because I actually now can pop it up a little bit and I like to scroll through it. On the Broncos website, I like to scroll through it. It'd be kind of fun. Let's see guys. I'm going to get better at this for you since it just cut me a break. Alright, here you go, guys. There you go. Alright. So you got me up here in the little screen up here. You can move me around all you need. I mean, all I need, but there you go. Alright. So we got the Falcons. Ain't nothing really to that. You know, it's just a preseason game. Ain't much to it. I don't know who if we're going to get to have a joint practice with. That's the one I'm excited for. Whatever the joint practice game is, that's the one that I'm always most excited for in the preseason. It's always great to see how these coaches want to split or plan how these practices go. Some guys, like I remember it was Fangio and the 49ers or someone, but the way they wanted the structure, these, you know, you get coaches that butt heads from different teams on how to structure these practices. And it's pretty exciting to see, you know, when they get to finally play against another team after going against each other for months in practice, you really want to let loose on that other team. So it's really exciting. I'm really curious which one of these teams will be the joint practice. I would love for it to be Green Bay, but who do you think it'll be? Go ahead and drop that in the chat. Let's see. Preseason, there ain't nothing much to it, guys. I'm not going to spend much time on it. We'll probably talk about on another stream about maybe some of these camp battles. We'll dive deeper into camp battles. I would love to dive, maybe do like a video or two because I'm working on the editing. I would love to practice, you know, videos on just doing certain camp battles or something like that. All right, guys, let's see. All right, so I said it earlier on the last stream. I had 13-4, only 4 losses. It could be more, it could be less. I wouldn't be too surprised. But either way, I do think we're going to make ourselves back into at least AFC championship contention. I think we're going to get there. I got week 1 with a win in Kansas City. I don't think Mahomes is going to be ready week 1. I think he's going to be rushing into this. You know, everyone's saying that he's looking good. All the signs, I guess, are looking positive out of Casey, but I'm just not really sold on that. I'm not sold on it. I do think that the Broncos defense is just going to be hungry week 1. They were hungry against Cam Ward week 1. I don't think it matters to QB. The whole team's hungry. Everyone's mad about how that season ended for us, especially that AFC Championship game. You know, everyone wishes we had Bo. We know where we could have been. We should have had a Broncos-Seahawks rematch, try to get that one back from them. And maybe we'll get that one back next year. My prediction is still Broncos-Rams. But Broncos-Seahawks would be amazing just to get that one back. And this is off the topic for Broncos subject, but a lot of people have been putting JSN, you know, with the Seahawks as like the top receiver in the league. And if you want to go look at his matchups, just look up the Seahawks schedule and look at who JSN will match up against each week. And he's got a gauntlet for the most part of some solid DBs. So if you want to really see like how good he can handle himself week 1, week 2, now he's going to get shut down against Pat. I'm going to say that. But, you know, just go watch JSN and go watch some of the guys he's going to be matched up against. Those are always going to be great tape to watch. I'm working on getting me that NFL Plus premium so I can get like all 22 and watch more film and all that. Until then, I'm watching film off YouTube. But no, we'll spend a little bit longer on Kansas City for a minute. Let me pop back to the chat real quick. Let's see. Okay, chat's doing good. Alright, we'll go back to the Broncos schedule. Sorry, guys. Everything's all out of place. I'm getting better at it. It's just not used to where everything is up here. I got so many tabs open, so I'm not sure. But and I'm hoping that it's not lagging, because what I'm seeing on my end, it looks like it's still back talking about Goonsville. So I can't tell if that was a stream issue or something. If we're having any issues, let me know, guys. I'm going to check the chat real quick. I'm going to pull up some stuff. But this is my page. Feel free to come over here, hit subscribe. Maybe go like a video, a short or two. Nothing on there is really too special. But if you go further back, you'll check out some stuff from my trip to Denver last year. I'm just trying to double check and make sure everything's working. We've had a lot of audio issues and stuff on the other streams, so I don't want that anymore. Pull up some stuff, but this is my page. Feel free to come over. All right. Yeah, so it's working. I'm sorry about that. I just had to double check, make sure everything's working. I'm a little paranoid with everything not working and how stuff's going, so it's all a process. We're working on it. And one thing I can say right now is that I did order a little sleeve for the mic. Rode makes them. It's going to be orange and black, so it's just going to slide right on, attach right here. And it should help with some of this extra sludginess or whatever you want from the audio. I'm working on cleaning. But I'm excited for that little addition right there. Rode made them, and I've been wanting one for a while, so we'll see how that changes the audio in the future. Maybe it'll clean it up a little bit. It's supposed to help with certain words or not words, but sounds, I guess. Maybe with how I pronounce things. All right, guys. Let's see. We got the Chiefs. Anyone want to still talk about the Chiefs for a little bit? Let's see. Because if anyone still wants to talk about the Chiefs, we can. All right. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just fixing something. All right. We'll do that. Alright, guys, I think this is going to be the best way I can make this work. Alright. Alright, here we are, guys. Sorry, I was... I just think that the Broncos defense is going to be hungry. I think Bo Nix is going to be ready. This whole team's just so hungry. I'm excited to see how this works for some of our younger guys. You know, some of our, I don't know who, maybe Jonah Coleman will get out there. I don't know what the plan is with JK and how you're going to limit him, or if you're going to try to preserve him better. If you're just going to run the hell out of JK early and then roll on Jonah, or get Jonah involved early and then maybe get JK involved towards the end of games. That would be kind of fun. Use JK as a run the clock out at the end, kind of back. That would be fun. Let's see, guys. Kansas City Chiefs, though. It is going to be in Arrowhead. Alright, guys. Alright, what about now? What about now? I think I fixed it. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, is it working? Let me know if it's working. I think I fixed it. I hope I did. Let's see. Alright, is it working? Alright, yeah, it is working. Alright, so now I know how to at least go out and fix that. I found how to fix it. So if in the future that's a problem, I know how to fix it. So that's something we just gotta pay attention to. Yeah, I noticed that the audio cut out the last few minutes. That was a pain. I figured out though. There's something I specifically have to do now, and I know what I gotta do to fix that audio when that happens. But I think it was a matter of the internet and stuff too. But it was just a few things. But I got it figured out. Yeah, I'm out of my A game. I'm not used to streaming this early, but I'm going to get used to it, especially when I start streaming for other shows. Let's see, guys. Where did we leave off with the Jags? We did leave off with the Jags. All right. Let's see. Oh, gosh. We're really going through the growing pains, guys. We're going to go through it together. Yeah, I'm sorry that it cut out. For anyone that had to hear it when it cut out, I'm sorry. This is going to be a short one. We're only 24 minutes in. We're trying to just get through this episode without any more issues so I can readjust and go back and try to figure this out. I'm not a fan of this stuff happening. Hold on, let me let the cat in. He's meowing at the door. Alright guys, the cat's in. Yeah, I'm really disappointed with the audio doing that. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to get better at this. It's a headache. I never used a computer long form in like over 10, 11 years like this, so, and let alone trying to learn how audio works or this mixer works or how software works or how to move like files or transfer files or how to download stuff. It's all been a pain for me. I'm like a boomer, so I've been watching so many YouTube videos, so it's crazy. Really disappointed that happened, so I do apologize, guys. I'm going to figure out better ways to at least monitor, the audio without having to have you guys tell me. But a pain for me. Yep, see, I have it on my phone. I may have to have a separate earbud with it plugged in and ready just so I can hear it. Yeah, these first 20-some minutes were a little rough right there. Just with the audio and trying to get my bearings starting out this early, but the Red Bull's kicking in. We're starting to know what we're doing. And if you can see, I was messing around, all kinds of crazy stuff with this stuff. All right, good. All the audio's still working. I do have the cat sitting next to me, so if anyone wants to see her, I can always show her in the future. I keep getting notifications saying that there's going to be issues, and then I keep checking, and then everything's working fine. So right now we're doing good. We're just trying to hold up right now and make our way through this stream. But yeah, I was talking about that NHL playoff game. That was pretty crazy. This last one, and just the first two of the series. The Knights sweeping the Avs on their home. That's pretty crazy. Now the Avs are really facing an uphill battle. They have to go to here in Vegas. They have to come here to Vegas, so they have an uphill battle. We'll see how that goes. It'd be crazy if they could pull it off. If they could pull it off, that'd be insane. Because they have a lot to try to make that happen. I'm not saying they can't, but they got a lot to overcome. Let's see, guys. Yeah, I hope everyone likes the overlay. Last week, this whole audio on the last show was horrible. I know this one, it's cutting out again, and I'm going to figure out the cutting out part. That I figured out quickly how to fix it, but I'll figure out the whole audio cutting out part in the future. But the last show, it was just horrible from like top to bottom. The whole thing was bad. There was you'd have to turn your phone all the way up or your like TV all the way up just to barely hear me. So it was pretty bad on the last one, and I didn't know. So I talked for 3 hours on the last one, and I didn't know what I was doing, or that happened. So now I know better. But I'm learning that as I'm streaming, I gotta just monitor all this stuff, all the producing stuff, like the audio, the mixer. I gotta monitor everything, just like we're flipping through with the chat and everything. I have to monitor all this still while also just trying to talk. And I would love if I could just talk, but I'm producerless and editorless right now, so I'm just going on my own. You know, we're just a small little startup right now. We're just doing what we can. We're a little family organization. Don't judge us. All right. So yeah, I was talking about the Jags earlier. I'm not really too bothered by the Jags. I know that they beat us last year. I don't expect them to beat us this year. I truly expect us to really want that one back and to go after them. I do think that we're going to be after Trevor, just like this whole defense is going to be better than last year, I think. If people are thinking that it's going to take a step down without JFM, I think it's going to be better. This defense is going to be way better now. I just say that because everyone's going to have another year in the system, and I truly think that Vance is going to start feeling himself a little more. He wants to be a head coach, but I think he wants that ring, and if he could get that ring, that just makes that paycheck bigger when he gets that head coaching job. The head coaching job paycheck is still going to be pretty big for him, but once he wins a Super Bowl as a DC, that check's just going to be maybe twice as big. Yeah, the cat's right here, guys. She's meowing her head off. She's just happy. And then I got the other one, laying by my foot. So we're loaded up with cats over here. All right. But yeah, nothing more for the Jags, really. I got a win and a win right there. Jags and Chiefs, I got wins right there. And then I do have a win against the Rams. People think that that's going to be hard, but I do think that's the Super Bowl matchup for this next season. That's just my opinion. That's the Super Bowl matchup. But I got us also getting the win against the Rams, especially because it's going to be in Denver. That makes it easy. Now, I'm not happy for doing some of these games in, I'm not excited for, San Fran or the Chargers. I got a weird hunch it's just going to be a back-to-back loss. Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, it's going to be early before they get banged up. So they're always banged up. But by week 4, I don't think the whole team will be banged up. Maybe by week 8, their whole team will be banged up, but not by week 4. So I just think that they're going to be at their peak before they get bad and just start to really suffer more injuries that ruin their season like always. So I really think that the 49ers are going to probably be on their A game. I give them a win. 49ers are going to get the win against the Broncos probably. And then, moving on, we got the Chargers. So one loss against the 49ers, and then I think another loss against the Chargers. And that is your week where you can just probably stay in California. I don't know if they're going to come back or go to Denver and then fly back, but they should just stay in California for the week. And I still don't think they're going to get the win. We're going to probably split with the Chargers. I would love to sweep the Chargers, but I think we're going to split with them. And with that being said, I would say that, you get 1-1. So one of them is going to be in L.A., and then one of them is going to be in Denver. I think you're going to get that win in Denver, and you're going to get that loss in L.A. That's pretty easy to say or just go with. Let's see. Nothing to that. Just I think 2 back-to-back losses. Chargers going to be healthy too. I think they're going to suffer injuries. Chargers tend to be a team that gets riddled with injuries at one point, and I do think that they will suffer some injuries. So I'm going to give the Chargers, the benefit of the doubt within the first 5 weeks of still being healthy, just kind of like the 49ers. I think they're going to catch Denver on the road, and this is their best chance while they're healthy. If either of these games happen later on in the season, I think they both lose, and Denver wins. But earlier in the season, week 4, week 5, hopefully you would think that Davis Webb has figured that out. Because if Davis Webb hasn't figured it out, you're probably not getting these first few wins. But I do think that Davis Webb will have this offense going and really cooking, especially because he's probably going to call the hell out of some of these games in the preseason. I'm excited to see him call the hell out of those games. He did great last year in one of his games. I think it was against the Cardinals that he called. And really got to play, do all the play calling in that game. It was really good. He really used Evan Ingram, and we would hope that Evan Ingram can really step up this year. Let's see. We got the Seahawks next, so I don't have as much respect for the Seahawks as other people do. I don't think Jadarian Price is going to be... I think he's going to be better than Kenneth Walker, but maybe not this year. Maybe in the future, just not this year. I think he's going to be a rookie running back in Week 6. I don't know. I do think that that's going to be a fun game, though. That's the Pats Surtain GSN matchup. That's the one that's going to be just great tape for anyone that want to watch. I don't know who gets the better of who in that game, but it's going to be fun. And I'm still taking Pat. But JSN's up there. I'm excited to see that matchup. We were supposed to get that in the Super Bowl that we were robbed of. We are not going to drape on the AFC Championship game and losing to the to the Patriots, but at the same time we know we were robbed of that matchup, and this would have been a great matchup. So I really do wish that we could have this dub, especially in Denver. It's going to be a great game, and I don't think that I got 2 things I'm thinking about with the Seahawks, and I'm thinking that Sam Darnold may take a step back. And I do think that Jadarian Price is not going to be Kenneth Walker year 1. It's going to take him some time to adjust. He's really good. I just don't think he's going to be. I think he'll have maybe a similar year to R.J. Harvey in year 1. Maybe just a little better, just a pinch better in the running. But I think he'll have a similar year to R.J. Harvey year 1. But I think Seahawks is going to be a win for the Broncos. That's why I got 4 and 2 in your first 6. Some people think that's a little optimistic, or that I should swap some of those, but I think those 2 California games really mess us up. Let's see, Week 7 against the Cardinals. That one I really do think that that's an easy dub. You don't want to overlook at them. You don't want to sleep on them. They got some great players, and who knows how that's going to pay out or work, but I don't really know what they're going to do. And there's not really much of a threat from their quarterback, at least. Marvin Harrison Jr. is great. Trey McBride's great. Love the running back that they just drafted. He's also great too. But hopefully they can have a quarterback that is just functional enough to get the job done. I don't know if he'll get the job done or if he's just going to be functional enough. Whoever it is, because this is Week 7, and you never know who's starting at that point. Someone might be banged up, someone might not. The way Michael Bidwell makes his players pay for food, I don't know how good the medical treatment's got to be in Arizona. If you're making your employees and your players pay for their lunches and their dinners and all that, how bad is the medical treatment? Are you making them pay for their bandages? Sorry, just a little shot at Michael Bidwell. You just got to be a better owner. How are you going to be a billionaire and not take care of your guys? And now I wonder how much money Michael Bidwell actually has, guys. Is he can't be a rich owner, obviously, if he's doing this to his players. So how much money do you think Michael Bidwell actually has? How much money does the Cardinals actually have at their disposal? because I'm just curious about that whole treatment, how he treats guys and makes them pay for all this stuff. What they should do is find a way for Larry Fitzgerald to get involved with that team's ownership. Before Larry runs for office, Larry's on his way to slowly running for office in Arizona if you do not get that man in the building working for the Cardinals. Because if not, he's going to run for office at one point. He was being groomed, basically. You could tell he's being groomed. He's just super good with all he does. He was just on Capitol Hill not long ago. Larry Fitzgerald will either be a congressman, a senator, a mayor, a governor, or he'll work for the Cardinals, whatever happens first. If I'm the Cardinals, I'm trying to get that man in the building, and I try not to be so freaking cheap. That's the best way to fix the Cardinals. My own little gripe, I just think Arizona fans, Arizona people already have enough because they live in Arizona. They deal with a lot. And now you have a football team that's just ran by such a cheap billionaire that's making his players pay for meals. I don't know. I feel bad for people in Arizona, and I think the best way to fix it is Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is the best way to fix that. Had to justify that. All right, so yeah, win against the Cardinals, obviously. So at this point, you're 5-2. Cardinals week 8 against the Broncos in Denver. That's going to win for the Broncos. I already got it. We're sweeping the Chiefs, in my opinion. That game, I think, is going to be harder than the game in Kansas City. I think the game in Kansas City is going to be pretty good, but I think it's actually going to be a tougher game when the Chiefs come to Denver, because now it's week 8, and hopefully Mahomes has really gotten his feet under himself. Week 1's a really good game to catch them. Literally the best game you could ever catch them in when he's coming back from injury. And just, if I'm Vance, I'm sending the house, man. Let's go get that guy. I said in the first matchup, even in the second matchup, I can't wait to see guys just get after him. What would really be fun is seeing how many sacks you guys think we can get against the Chiefs in each matchup. Because I would love to see ourselves get like 5 in each matchup. Really just put Mahomes on the deck. Really show that like this guy is not back from his injury yet, or he's not himself yet. Some guys with leg or knee injuries or leg issues, it takes them a year or so to feel like themselves, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same thing with Pat. There was a lot of people that said, oh, just 1 down year for the Chiefs and then they'll be back, but maybe it's 2 down years before the Chiefs are back, just because of the fact that Mahomes is not going to be fully himself. Just a suggestion. All right, guys, Carolina. So I did say in the first stream that I did think that either Carolina or Pittsburgh down here, Carolina or Pittsburgh, are probably one of those two is going to be a game you lose, just because they're both East Coast games. One of them's a Black Friday game. The Broncos have never played on Black Friday, so with Black Friday, who knows what can happen. I do think that that's the one they lose, is the Steelers one, but I would hate to lose to Aaron Rodgers personally. I'd rather lose to the Panthers and beat the Steelers, but I think either one of those, just like that other loss that I have coming up, is also interchangeable with another game too. So maybe that means there's a chance that instead of 13-4, you may be looking at 11-5. I mean 11-6. But I'm more what I'm trying to say is that like there's 2 games here, like this Panthers game, the Steelers game. One of them, I think you're winning, one of them you're losing, just because they're East Coast games, and they're kind of weird games too. You know, that Panthers game is an early game, and East Coast early game, don't think that's going to be great. So that could be it, really. It could be that Panthers one, or it could be the Steelers one. It's up to you which one you pick. I got the win against the Panthers, because I personally, like, even though I love Bryce Young, that Broncos Super Bowl 50 matchup was my matchup when I was in high school, so I still hate the Panthers. I despise the Panthers still. So I would love to beat the Panthers, but I still have, out of these two, a loss against the Steelers. So right here, we'll go back. Win against the Chiefs week 1, win against the Jags week 2, win against the Rams week 3, loss against the 49ers and loss against the Chargers. Back-to-back losses. We had back-to-back losses last year against the Colts and the Chargers, I believe. So I wouldn't be surprised with back-to-back losses. A win against the Seahawks, a win against the Cardinals, a win against the Chiefs. You're sweeping the Chiefs. And then, in my opinion, a win against the Panthers. You go to bye week. I'm not going to talk much about the Raiders, honestly. I think no matter what, you get the win. Raiders are nothing to be feared this year, maybe next year. Does Clint Kubiak figure it out? I don't know. Does Ashton Genty become a legit, top 10 running back? I don't know. Brock Bowers is going to probably grade again, so that's great. Fernando Mendoza, that's the real question, is when he's starting. He could start as early as week 4, or he could be starting as late as week 14. So it's all up to how long Kurt's still on the field. It all depends. I do think that Raider fans will not be so interested with going out to watch Kirk Cousins. They'll be out there for week 1. Raider fans will show up at Allegiant Stadium for their home opener. But if Fernando is not starting, you're going to see less and less Raider fans each week until Fernando starts. And if that's the case when the Broncos come back out there, that'd be fine with me, because when I was out there at the Bronco-Raider game last year, it felt like a Bronco home game. Easily 2 to 3. 2 out of every 3 fans there were Bronco fans. So, 2/3 majority in Allegiant Stadium wearing all orange. It was beautiful. It felt like we could do whatever we want. We could wipe our shoes a little bit as we're getting up from our chairs. That's our home. And it is our home. Broncos country is in Vegas. Vegas is Broncos country. It was always when I was growing up here, and it still is. But yeah, so I do have a win against the Raiders, and I do have a sweep against the Raiders as well. That's just me. You're sweeping the Raiders, you're sweeping the Chiefs, but you are splitting with the Chargers. But yeah, so as I said, I got a loss against the Steelers and a win against, a loss against the Steelers and a win against, let's go back. Let me just double check the chat. Hey, Broncos Europe. Sorry, man, I just popped out here. I was having some technical difficulties earlier. Hope you're doing well, guys. Yep, you can hear the cat. She's ready to say hello. I'm streaming a little earlier than I normally do. It's the weekend. I mentioned it early in the beginning of the stream, but my sister's dog, we just found out he's got cancer, so he's only got days to weeks. So we're just trying to give him the best time possible. So we're going to the park tomorrow, Sunset Park, right next to the airport here in Las Vegas. And we're going to go see the ducks, go sit by the pond, make sure we get him a cheeseburger. He's going to have a great time. But so I'm streaming a little earlier tonight just so I can get it out of the way, while also giving myself some time to sleep, since we're going to be up early to give my sister's dog, the best day we can, because we don't know how many days we have left, so we're trying to cherish those. But I appreciate Broncos Europe jumping in the chat, man. Everyone who's in the chat, smash the like button. It is currently 11:20 p.m. here in Las Vegas. What would be 12:20 a.m. in Denver in Mountain Time, so thank you everyone for showing up. Yeah, we had audio issues earlier that was pissing me off, guys. I was about to rage bait. Yeah, his name is Domino. He was supposed to turn 14 in September, so he's a sweet old pit bull. I know they don't allow pit bulls in the UK from what I know. But, yeah, he's a sweet old pit bull, just a sweet old man. He's got a few masses. Sadly, they can't do surgery on him. And even if they did surgery, it would be just so invasive. It would be just more cruel and not fair. But everyone's thinking about him, and we're all trying to make sure that he just has the best time of his life, and we get one extra day than what we may end up with. So we're just hoping for every day we can get with him. But I've only known him and my sister, honestly, for 7 years, 6-7 years. 6-7 years that I've known my sister and her dog. But he's become my best friend. He's like my pal. I'm doing this stream now so I can see him tomorrow and spend most of the day with him tomorrow. But it's been tough. I didn't want to stream the other night. I wanted to, but I didn't have it in me after finding out what was wrong with him. Pets and animals, I find a tier. I have a tier with animals and humans. And if I rank a human next to an animal, that human should take it as a sign of gratitude. Because the animal's perfect. They haven't done nothing wrong in their lives. An animal can't do no wrong. A dog can't do no wrong. But some humans, man, be paired next to an animal, they should be grateful because you're on God tier right there. But yeah, he's a great dog, and we're just excited to have a great time with him. But yeah, thank you for saying that, and yeah, we hope to have fun. Thank you for popping in, man. And yeah, I just wanted to say this again. Check out Goonsville, guys. I showed it earlier, but Goonsville is awesome. We're gonna pop up on this. We're gonna show you this Goonsville real quick. I'm just trying to get my bearings on screen here. Let's see. All right, here we go. So I am still on screen capture. Good. All right, we're gonna pop up on Goonsville. Yeah, there we are. Just check out some of this Goonsville real quick. The black and gold, that's what I'm wearing right now. Yep, I'm wearing the black and gold right there. Goonsville's the choice of legends, guys. You can get 10% off right now. I'm trying to work with Petros. Petros, hopefully he can give me a 15% discount code so I can try to save you guys a little bit more money than that 10%. Petros is awesome. We got some stuff in the works. We're trying to work on my merch right now. We got some stuff in the works. We're talking about hats and stuff, and we're going to keep talking about stuff. But he's got a busy stuff going on. Yeah, Warren Sapp, man. The big Goonsville supporter. Goonsville's awesome. Just had to go back, give Goonsville some love. I'm gonna be wearing Goonsville every stream, literally every stream, unless it's a live stream where I'm like repping the Broncos or whatever sports team or athlete. But I'll always still have Goonsville, whether it's a hat or a beanie on. I'll always have Goonsville with me. Just these early streams, I'm making sure I wear Goonsville as much as I can, just so we can show it off. But yeah, my Goonsville clothing, real Denver-based legend. Again, if you watch the Broncos schedule release, Petros knows this guy. This man was in the video. He's the Bills fan jumping through the table. But you got all these awesome people. The Goons always persevere. Oh yeah. Christian Braun for the Nuggets, CB. I got the St. Patrick's Day, Goonsville, gotta love it. All right, guys, I just had to go give Petros some love. We love to shout out and support all we can. All right, here we are, we're back. Yeah, no, so I was talking about the Broncos schedule. My first stream, I wasn't able to pop up the schedule on screen because I didn't know how to do that, but now I do. So that's why we're going to keep watching this, and we're going to check out the Broncos schedule a little more. I do have 4-2 in the first 6 and 13-4 overall. And with losses against, here we go, we'll pop that back. We'll go back to the Broncos schedule real quick. Let's see. All right, so we'll pop back to the Broncos schedule real quick. And so, yeah, I did say that we would have a loss in one of these games against the Panthers or the Steelers. The Panthers one could be more likely because it's such an early game and it's a road game. That could probably be it. But I just love the idea of beating them again because I hate the Panthers. I made sure to retain a hate for the Panthers after Super Bowl 50. I don't know why, but I just got a thing against hating them, just like I'll always hate the Seahawks. That's why I want that game back, whether it's in the Super Bowl or if it's in this next season, in, what was that, week 6. So, I do think that you're going to split games with either the Panthers or the Steelers, but the Steelers, that's a Black Friday game. Broncos haven't played Black Friday. You never know how that's going to go. But I got the Steelers eking out an ugly game. That's how I think that one's going to go. And I did say that we're going to beat the Raiders. We're sweeping the Chiefs. We're sweeping the Raiders, splitting the Chargers. Let's see. Yeah, I appreciate all the love from everyone. Go smash that like button. My producing's getting a little better. Not that much as fast as I would like, but I'm getting there. Let's see. Let's make sure all the audio's working. Everything's working. All right. Everything's working still. Right on. But so while that's on here. Okay, good. Come here, sweetheart. All right. But yeah, so right now we got 3 losses. I do think we're going to get the win in Miami. Probably Miami's the one that you want to get that Jalen Waddle revenge game. Jalen's probably going to go off on him. I truly think by week 13, if Jalen's not going off in games, and if he's not locked in, and your true number 1 receiver by week 13, then something's wrong. And if something's wrong, then the whole season's got to be going crazy by week 13. So hopefully that's not the case. Let's see. I do think that I said it again in the first stream, but I do think that the Dolphins are truly setting Malik Willis up to fail. I don't think they're doing anything to benefit him or help him out. I think they're making it harder for him. Yeah, I don't think they're doing a whole lot to make things easier for him or help him out with stuff. Trading away some guys. The moves, nothing felt like they were trying to win right now. It felt like it's all tank now, get rid of that cap. And they watched the Broncos do it with Russell Wilson, so it feels like that's exactly what Miami's doing. They're obviously doing that with the cap, but it's probably the same thing with the whole Malik, bridge quarterback or get a quarterback until you can find your rookie. And Malik is not Russell Wilson, but he is going to be that bridge until you get that rookie. That's for sure. Whoever Miami gets, who knows? I mean, at least wherever that quarterback goes, they get to enjoy nice beaches. Great weather in Miami, too. So I guess there's that. There's that for whatever that rookie quarterback ends up. Whoever it is ends up in Miami. You're going to at least end up there with some good weather. I don't know if you're going to end up turning that team around. It feels like Miami has never been able to get their footing in a long, long, long time. I don't know what it is. You would think that with Mike McDaniels, I mean, if I said his name wrong, I do apologize. I'm not locked in right now, guys. But, with McDaniels as, their head coach, they really did have an explosive offense, but they just still were never able to really get over that hump, and it was probably because of Tua. I really hope that they can find a franchise quarterback and fix things in Miami, but obviously I have this one as a loss for them. The audio's still working good. Okay, good. Yeah, so I got a loss in Pittsburgh, a win against Miami, and then that game in New Jersey. The game in New Jersey, I really do think that that Jets game, it's really going to be an ugly game. Anytime these two teams play, it's an ugly game. I don't know if the Jets pull it out. I don't think they do. Now, I want to know if anyone thinks if Geno Smith is still starting by week 14, because I don't think Geno is starting by week 14. I think Geno's out of there by week 8. I think that's a good place to start the over-unders, which, is week 8. Let's see. Is everything working good, everyone? Audio's still working good, hopefully. I was getting a little cranky earlier, guys. This audio was really upsetting me. So I'm trying not to have any of this happen. Or any of those problems. But yeah, so with the Jets, I think it's a Broncos win. It's just going to be an ugly, stupid game. It's going to be stupid. Like 9-6. Something stupid. 3 field goals from us, 2 from them. It's going to be a dumb game. I don't know why the Jets games are like that. It would be great to get past that stereotype and just really blow out the Jets like we should. There's been plenty of these games with the Jets where we should be the team just blowing them out, and that's not what's happening. So I'm really rooting for that. I do think that that's possible, but history shows it's going to be a stupid, ugly game. The Raiders, here in Vegas, maybe Fernando's starting by then. That would be a great one for me to. I'm excited for that game. I'm going to be at that game still. It's going to be a Vegas game, so I'll be there. I'm excited for it. And I'm really hoping Fernando is starting by then, so I at least get to see him play, because even though I think it's a Broncos win still, I think it's going to be. I don't know when Kirk takes over. When he takes over for Cousins, but I do believe that it's probably post-week 9. Post-week 9 is when you'll maybe start to see Fernando Mendoza get thrown in there. I don't know if the fan base is going to want it that much, or if it's just going to be a move like they got to do it, or if Cousins is that bad. But we'll see. So Broncos win right there. All right, so this is the other pair of games where I had as interchangeable for losses. One of them can be a win, one can be a loss. I think that we get the Christmas win against the Bills in Denver. I think we get that win. I think we get a loss in New England. And that's just me. Some people want that win against New England, but I think one of these two, I don't think you're winning both these. I really don't think you're winning both of these. Obviously, I got us rounding it out with a game in Denver against the Chargers. We're going to win that. I got that one as a win for us. The real argument is this game right here. Are we going Bills or are we going Patriots? Who do the Broncos win against and who do they lose against? Because it could be either one. It could be both. They could win both, maybe. But I'm willing to bet that they split those two games. So who are they going to win against? And who are they going to lose against? I got them winning it against the Bills. Really just to dig it into that Bills franchise and that fan base one more time. But if you want the Broncos to go to New England and win, that'd be great. But something tells me that Broncos fans would love, especially, I'm just thinking about the Denver fans, like the locals and all, just everyone that's going to get to go to that Christmas game. Anyone who gets to go to that Christmas game is going to have a blast. Just in Denver, imagine if they can pull it off. That'd be a great way to spend Christmas. I wouldn't want to spend it any other way than leave the Broncos-Bills game and go hit up some bars downtown or on Colfax. But, I got a loss against the Patriots and then a bounce-back win against the Chargers at the end. Like I said, we'll split with the Chargers, so 13-4, that's how I get there. I'm sure everyone has their own opinions on how they get there. We all will probably get there certain different ways. Some of us probably have more wins and more losses. Some of us have more losses and more wins. But that's my prediction. I wanted to redo that one. Now that I can at least pop it up on screen. I'm enjoying that I can show stuff on screen now like this. This is kind of fun. Not sure how many people are online or if anyone else is online, if anyone's watching. If you are watching, hit the like button, drop in the chat, just say hey. I'd love to see who's all here. All the audio is working great right now. But yeah, no, that's what I had right there. I'm going to turn on the page real quick, put it right here. We are going to keep trying to grow this channel, guys. I'm going to start next week. Hopefully we're going to do the multi-streaming, so soon we'll be live on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, as well as YouTube all at the same time. I'm just really trying to hone my craft on all this stuff. That's what some of these early streams are just about. It's just so I can get better. I did mention earlier I do have a microphone cover coming, so it's going to come and it's going to slide right over here on top of the mic, and it's going to be it should clear some things up a little bit, help with some of how I at least how the audio sounds. It should help with that. But yeah, this is my page. This is StillUpSports. I gotta do more. I gotta stay more active on here, guys. I really gotta stay more active. But I made sure that when I posted that I would post, and I would I mean, when I started this channel, at least, I would post every little update. So, like, whether it was from me buying my audio mixer, or you know, me going on my stadium tour of Allegiant Stadium, or my stadium tour back when I was in Denver of Empower. You know, I do my best, but I'm learning. I'm a one-man army. If I had a co-host or a partner, that would really help. And we're going to just start early, though, but we'll get there. Yeah, guys, this is some of my pictures from the Broncos stadium tour. We'll take a look real quick. See, that's right outside of the visiting team locker room. So as you're walking out of the visiting team locker room, you see this right here, right in front of your face. So it's just right there, and it's just there for you to look at. So imagine how discouraging this is coming out at halftime. That just looks crazy. Hey, Mike, I appreciate you, man. Man, I'm sorry about your, your Twitter, but at the same time, it seems like your crypto game is up big, man. Congrats. In all seriousness, I'm happy that you got your account going again and you're building up your subs again, man, and your followers. I hate these stupid hackers, man. I'm glad it hasn't happened to me. I fell for it maybe a month ago, actually, before I even knew that was a thing. Someone I follow on Twitter, it happened to them, and I just thought it was completely true. So I was like, oh, man, congratulations on your new car and what crypto's brought you. Couldn't happen to a better person. And then I was like, oh, man, I was totally duped. So now I have to watch out for that too. So, you know, I'm making sure that, you know, passwords and everything are on lock with this stuff. My channel's too young to be taken advantage of. Man, how's everyone doing? Great to see Mike in the chat, man. Love Mile High Monster. Loved your episode with D-Mac and Ben, man. That was such a great little duo. Those two are going at it, and they're a great pair. I love them. Been listening to D-Mac on the radio for years. You know, been watching Ben for a while. When I created the Twitter account for the page, for the show, when I created the Twitter account for it, Ben hit me up personally on Twitter, and it meant a lot. I was like, it's so cool to see all the people that really showed up and support at first in the beginning. You know, Mike was one of the first people to really comment and support. And at the beginning, part of why I started posting was just to hold me accountable. Like, you know, I'm posting every day so you guys can see what's going on. Hold on, guys. My freaking monitor wants to turn off, and it's telling me that I can hit OK, but it won't let me. This is how bad with this technology I am, guys. I'm trying to figure it out. I'll just probably fix that real quick. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, so some of these pictures are from my Broncos Stadium tour. That was pretty fun. I can't wait to go do it again. Petros, I've already talked about doing it with Goonsville. He hasn't gotten to do it at least in a while. I think he did the state capitol tour, which I was also talking about. And if you're ever in Denver, go do that state capitol tour. It's free. It's like the coolest thing ever to walk right into a state capitol building, and they give you this awesome personal tour. And then if you're wanting to, at the end, they take you up to the rotunda if the weather's good and all that, and you can walk on the outside rotunda. So you can see City Hall, and you can get this beautiful view of Denver, and it's awesome. So if you're ever in Denver, I highly recommend you go take the free state capitol tour. It happens every few hours. It's so cool, and it's very knowledgeable. It gives you a lot of history. It's given to you by some insightful people at the state capitol building. But yeah, so some of these pictures from the Broncos Stadium tour, these tubs are from the Broncos. These were in the Broncos' home locker room in the 90s. And now they're in the away team's locker room now. So with that being said, that's what they have to sleep in. Not sleep in. That's what they end up having to use. Whereas from what I'm told, because they didn't let us into the Broncos one, they showed us pictures, but they looked like real generic pictures. So I'm told, I've never been in the Broncos locker room. Other people who've been in there, like some of these local media cats, they probably can attest that the Broncos locker room is like super, super nice and modern and up to date. But yeah, one thing I was told when on the Broncos Stadium tour, they were talking about how, they're only required by the league to provide like electricity and running water, or like just the bare necessities. So that's literally what the Broncos do. They don't provide them anything great. They just leave them these old stuff, all these old things. Look at these old training tables, whereas I'm sure the Broncos training tables are nice and probably padded and comfy. I appreciate seeing you guys all in the chat. I'm trying to monitor this audio at the same time, make sure we don't have any issues like earlier. If we have any issues like earlier, I'm going to be getting hit with the trombone. Alright, guys. Yeah, see, so this is some more pics from the visiting team locker room at the Broncos Stadium at Empower right now. So this is all the visiting team locker room. There's that NFL crest, the shield. Never talk bad about the shield, or Roger Goodell will come for you. Fun fact, if you say Roger Goodell's name 3 times in the mirror, he does not show up. You just hear booing. That's all you'll hear is booing, because his booing gets transferred to you if you do that, so you don't want to do that. Yeah, more of the locker room. Pretty cool. I have all these pictures on my Instagram. So if you go check out the StillUpSports Instagram, or even my Instagram, my personal one, the whole set of pictures and stuff from the Broncos Stadium tour are back there. And it was awesome. I had such a blast there. Let's see, we're going to go back and browse down some of this stuff. Anyone, if you're an Avs fan, I am sorry, man. I'm not. I have no dog in this fight. Just because I'm wearing black and gold does not mean I have a dog in this fight. I've never been a big hockey guy. My favorite hockey team was the Las Vegas Wranglers when I was little, and I only went to one game. So I never really knew much about hockey until the Knights showed up, and then I was always very supportive, but I've never really locked on or latched to them. So I'm just supportive of both teams. I just hope everyone has fun. Yeah, see, that was from my seat at the Bronco game, that Thursday night football game last year against the Raiders. The game that Alex Singleton played right before, he found out about before he announced to the team that he had, testicular cancer. So that game against the Raiders, he played that game knowing it all. Let's see. That was the game day fit for the Bronco Raider game here. That was great. Let's see. My bad. No, that was for the AFC Championship. Yeah, see, here's some pictures from the Broncos Stadium tour as well. So because it was a Thursday night football game, they were literally tearing up the field the night after, and the day of the day after, right after it happened. So when we were on the tour, normally when you take the tour, you can actually go onto the field, but we were not allowed to go on the field because they were literally taking it apart. So there's some great pictures here. This is the press room. This is where you got all those awesome people from the local radio, local media. You know, the Cody Rourkes, the Zach Stevens, the Andrew Masons of the world, all those badasses, you know. You got the Broncos Bourbon Club from Breckenridge right here, man. Yeah, I think they were saying something about like it starts at like 10,000 plus, but I can't guarantee that. But I know it gives you field access, VIP parking, stuff like that. But it was such a cool place to be there. Yeah, so here's my view from at least the stands, as close as we could get. But, you know, a few of the field, a little bit of, you can see some of the work they're doing right there with the grass. They grow their grass not too far away from outside the stadium, so just like a few hours away. So they just can bring in fresh grass from a few hours away. So that grass, other teams and other stadiums have like the thing here in the Vegas where they can pop the field out, and I did enjoy that, seeing that at the stadium tour here in Vegas. And I'll give Allegiant Stadium credit; it's super up to date, really cool. The one place I wanted to go, they wouldn't let us, which was the UNLV locker room. I wanted to go into there. That's where I'm a fan of because I was always I have a little love for the UNLV Rebels, but. The Raiders field, it pops out. They can take it out through the one side, and they can grow the grass. They can slide it in. They can pull it out and then use that flat surface for, you know, concerts and stuff. Whereas the Broncos, they just bring their grass in from a few hours away. Just like the horse, Thunder. Thunder. He only lives a few hours away, or an hour or so away, I believe, from Denver. So he's just living his best life. But one thing I also didn't get to do on the tour is they let you take a look at the horse stall where Thunder stays between touchdowns, where he'll come back out and then he'll run the field the whole 100 yards and then go back to his pen, and then if they score again, he'll come back out and run it again. Yeah, so it was a great vibe. Look at that screen. One of the biggest outdoor screens out there. It's huge. It was a great vibe out there. I loved it out there. Loved the stadium tour. Loved my tailgate. You know, it was throwback week, so they had all the throwback stuff going on. And that was outside of the field. You know, there's the Mile High Monument. You got the little Barrel Man right here. You know, R.I.P. Barrel Man. We got love for Barrel Man. Anyone who doesn't have love for Barrel Man, you know, you can leave right now. See, double checking my audio real quick. Everything's working good. Yep, so I've gotten better with the screen capture at least, so I can at least show what I'm up to. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, so this was from like the halftime show guys. They're getting really good with their halftime shows. These Walmart owners that people, you know, if you have your own bias with Walmart, that's understandable. But these owners are not Walmart. They are not spending money like it's Walmart. They're spending money like they want this team to win, and they want the experience to be great. And this show was awesome, man. Their halftime show was so great. They gave every single seat in the stadium. Let me grab it. Every single seat in the stadium had one of these guys. But this little wrist bracelet right here, you know, those wrist bracelets, they lit up orange, blue, white, just like how you see in this picture. And just like that, you know, and it went along to the music, to the show that they were doing. And they had all kinds of people from former cheerleaders, all kinds of former Broncos cheerleaders were involved in that halftime show. They needed tons of bodies to make that happen. I just wanted to give the Broncos a shout out for that, because that production value for that halftime show was insane. I haven't seen that kind of production value in a while. It felt like a real concert. And the Broncos are getting better and better. Something I missed from the actual game is I did not get to see the skydivers because of high winds. And it was a cold game, and we were up high. We were in the 500 section, so it was pretty high up. It was very cold. But man, that was such a great halftime show, man. People need to give the Broncos and the Waltons, the Penners, the Walton Penner group, they need to give them credit. They're not skimping on money, and they're not skimping on production value for taking care of the fans and making sure they have a good time. Because these light-up things, there were Raider fans with little kids in there, man, and those kids were clearly enjoying these things. And one thing I've learned, especially when I went to the Nighthawks Arena game, the Nighthawks Arena football team here in Vegas, is they gave away, these lightsabers. They gave away the lightsabers. But these lightsabers, you give away a free promo. You give away something that lights up or something cool, and now you just give away a free souvenir from a moment that some people, like that was my first football game. It took me until I was 28 to go to my first football game. Some of us don't get to ever go to a football game. So I truly appreciate it, and if I had it my way, there would be some kind of rule to make sure that these tickets could be, at least some tickets could be saved for some of the lower class or the people that don't ever get to go to one, because then I would have gotten to go to one a long time ago. But tickets have always been expensive, and to this day, ticket greed is crazy. But that was such a great show, such a great production. They really knew what they were doing. Look at this. They made all kinds of shapes. It was Broncos cheerleaders, former cheerleaders, dancers, marching bands. They had marching bands that were involved in making this happen. It was so cool. Let's see. That was your anthem picture right here. Beautiful. It was such a great anthem. There's nothing better than going to a live sporting event and just being with all your fellow fans and enjoying the vibes, the music, the lights, the shaking of the stadium. It was just pure adrenaline. It was awesome. Heart was pumping a million miles the whole game. But especially this halftime show. Look at that. Look at how well it lit up. It's just insane. They know what they're doing, and they put in months. I watched the video when it happened. The Broncos put in months of effort into making that halftime show work, and it was insane. It was like Super Bowl halftime level production. It was pretty cool. Let's see some more pics from that day. Me and Benny Fowler. Awesome moment, man. That's how I got this number 16 jersey up here signed. I got to meet Benny. Yes, we're about the same height. No, I could not play receiver as good as him. Yep. Awesome moments, man. Yeah, so here's that autograph. And if you wanted to look at the Benny Fowler jersey up close, that's a great picture right there to look at it. It's a really good picture right there. Yeah, Benny Fowler is so cool, man. Especially like him and just even Todd Davis. Anytime I meet any former Bronco player, and I've only met two, they've been awesome. When I met Todd a few years ago at a DNVR event here at Circa, it was 2023. But when I met Todd, he was so generous with his time. Him, his wife, his brother, they were all so cool, so great to talk to him. Todd's just such a great human. And then when I got to meet Benny, man, I was just like, this is awesome. I just met the man that caught Peyton's last pass. And sure enough, he signed it that way, and I would too. Benny is so awesome. I'm loving that. I'm truly loving that. Benny got to sign that for me. It meant a lot, and I'm grateful that Benny signed a hat that we were able to give away to a kid, because I'm never going to get anything signed for myself unless I can get something signed for someone else. So, that was just an awesome moment for me, guys. Yep, guys, so that was us browsing through the channel for a little bit. We've been going for an hour and a half, and I don't know if we're going to go for much longer tonight. We're just going to keep it short tonight. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow with my sister's dog. I do forget that you're up early, Broncos, you're up. This is early for you. This and then the next 5-6 hours are my prime time. And this is when I really love streaming, but during the weekends when there's actual sports, we're going to be watching sports, or I'll be at some sports. I will say again, I mentioned it in my last stream. I I am trying to get into the SAC Summit for, to try to cover it. I sent a formal email, personal email, still up email. I've sent some Instagram DMs. I'm trying to get into the SAC Summit. It's going to be here in Las Vegas, and I'm trying to get in so I can cover it. Worst case scenario, if I can't get in to cover it, I'm going to stand outside on the sidewalk, and I'm going to report it. And I'm going to try to tweet at some guys or try to DM some guys and try to get someone to come, at least interview with me. I'm really trying to look for that first big interview or that first, dual stream or just whatever. I'm trying to look for that first big interview, especially whether it's with a player, a super fan, a former player, a coach, or just like a media personality, reporters, anything really. I'm trying to just get some more stuff out, get my name out there more. I'm really trying to get to 100 subs as well. Right now, we got 500 as the goal by the end of the year, but I really want to hit that sooner than later. I would love to hit 500 before the season, but right now we're just trying to get to 100. We're just chasing 100 subs right now. And it will be a great thing to celebrate for sure. Hey, Thomas. My cousin Thomas is in the chat. Great to see you, Tommy. A round of applause for everyone in the chat. Yeah, round of applause to everyone in the chat. Let's see, guys. Yeah, so we are just kind of chilling right now. I mean, I don't have too much going on. I got some stuff planned tomorrow, so I just wanted to get the stream out of the way and get some more practice under my belt. But just doing this dual stream, not this dual stream, the screen capture stuff and being able to show you what I wanted to look at and pull up stuff on screen, I'm learning something new every day. Whether it's that or like how I added my overlays in. The first stream had no overlays, so that was kind of nice to add, because now the stream currently has overlays, so that makes this fun. Let's go back to, yep, there we are. But yeah, so this stream, I like the overlay. I hope everyone likes the overlay. The overlay is animated too. If you do look at it, it does kind of glow and move a little bit. Eventually we're going to add like a little like notification thing in the corner or something, so you can like or subscribe or something, or at least to remind you to like and subscribe. I have to change the channel's watermark on the video. If you've noticed the watermark in the corner of the video, I got to change that because that's actually the old logo, and I'm in the middle of I'm trying to switch over all the stuff that's on the old logo and go to the stuff with the new logo. That's why all the new logo stickers, the old logo, any of the old logo stickers are still free. Anyone who wants any, you just tell me, I'll send them to you. Stickers do not weigh anything. They're easy to ship. Letters are easy to ship, so you tell me and I'll send you some, whoever you are. If you want any, Gen 1 stickers, all free. I got them in QR, I got them in vinyl, and I got them in holographic. So they're all free. Whoever wants some can have some. But we're trying to get a new sub every day or two. No, don't feel sorry for missing the other episode. I don't blame you. My last episode was bad. The audio was horrible. You'd have to turn your whole audio all the way up and then stick it next to your ear. It was pretty bad. But no, I understand. I appreciate you, Tommy. I understand you're busy, and I know you're getting stuff done, so I appreciate you just showing up. It is a little later at night, and it is the weekend, so I understand that you're here now. Let's see, guys. There is some other stuff I guess we could talk about if we want to dive straight into other sports news. But I broke down the Broncos schedule this time because I was able to pull it up, actually. But I'm getting better with this producing already. The intro worked for the most part, I believe. I'm going to have to go back and watch the intro, but I believe the intro worked for the most part. I think it showed my little starting screen, and then I thought it showed, the intro video. Then it played my music, that I came in, so it's just not as neat and as fast as I wanted to, but that's because it's a matter of producing and doing it. I'll figure it out soon, and then I'll know how to play it. But I am recording this one too. This is my first one that I'm actually recording, so I can actually mess with some stuff. Go back and maybe edit, maybe clip. I got a lot that I gotta learn still, but we're having fun. I'm having fun. The studio's probably more than I deserve. Honestly, it feels bigger than I am. Honestly, it feels more professional than I ever deserve. Only downside. Computers or like screens or technology around me. So the day that Terminator happens, they're all around me. They got me. I ain't making it out of this room. They got me. Yeah, this weekend I want to try to do a 12-hour stream, and we'll try to make that work. I'm gonna try to also stream during the night's Avs game 3. So I am gonna try to stream during that on Sunday. So it's just how I line this all up. If I can't stream that one, or if I don't stream that one, it's okay. Let's double check the mic. The mic still says it's good. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see. I am having a little bit of internet issues today. I'm noticing that. At least I'm getting constant notifications every once in a while from YouTube or whatever saying like, oh, your stream status, the bit rate or this or that. So this is all stuff I got to figure out. Yeah, I mean, the Knights really have a chance to close the series out, and the Avs are really behind, but think about the statement they could make if they could try to come back from this. I had a 7-game series. I thought it was going to be a bloodbath, or that these guys are going to tear each other up. And either way, the winner of this series, I think, is going to be the champion. Yeah, Tommy, if you ever do miss a stream, you can always go back and rewatch it if you'd like to. Last stream wasn't that great, though. The audio was horrible. I talked for over 3 hours last stream, and the audio was just horrible. And I'm trying to do my best not to adjust or mess with the mic sometimes, because I worry if that every once in a while causes some of these issues. But right now, everything's working good so far. But I'm just grateful that I had everyone jump in today. Yeah, my mother, Broncos Europe, Mile High Monster. Let's see, Thomas. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone showing up here. Oop. Try not to bang everything, shake everything around, and mess up everything. But yeah, I'm grateful for everyone showing up here. I went and saw The Mandalorian Grogu with my cousin and my aunt earlier. It was fun. Movie theater threw out my water bottle, though. I left the theater after the movie for like 5 minutes and went back in there trying to find it. It was already gone. So there goes my not expensive water bottle, but I had a lot of cool stickers on there. I had some Goonsville stickers on there. I had some Still Up stickers on there. I had all kinds of cool stuff on there. So I need me a new water bottle. Something that I'm excited for is that I did mention it earlier, but I got a little microphone sleeve coming. So it's going to be able to go right here and cover the mic, which I'm pretty excited for. It's going to match the whole orange boom arm, so instead of it being so silver and black, it's just going to be like orange and black right here. But it'll help with the audio quality. Besides that, I just got to practice, how I handle myself on camera and how I speak on camera, because sometimes I do not speak as clearly, or it's a little mumbly, or like a stuffy voice, I guess. So I got to do my best on speaking a little more clear, but we're getting there. You don't start somewhere without starting, so you got to start. So that's all we're doing with this stream. So we're just trying to get in more and more practice. I'm working on the producing stuff, though, and I'm having fun with it. Oh, nice. I hope you enjoy Mortal Kombat, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I wanted to go see that one. At least you get to see Billy Butcher again, Oi. This is diabolical. Some Billy Butcher, some boys, inside talk. I've mentioned it before to some people, but not a lot of people know. But the Broncos actually have a connection to Star Wars. While I was talking about Mandalorian and Grogu, there is that connection. Broncos partial owner Melody Hobson. She's been married to George Lucas since I think 2006 or 2008. So one of the Broncos owners, and she alone is pretty big and powerful on her own in terms of what she can do and what she's done. But she's actually I was going to say that she's very much like her own woman. She very much does not need George for anything. She makes her own money elsewhere. She was on, I think, the Chase Bank and the Starbucks board. So she's very smart. But not a lot of people know about Melody Hobson and George Lucas being together, and that the Broncos have a connection to Star Wars. Russell Wilson, actually, him and Sierra, when Russ was still at the team, got to go out and have dinner with George Lucas and all that. But I guess that has not resulted in getting the mascot his own lightsaber. Or, like, the Broncos, they need to do a Star Wars night. If you can tell me they can get 80,000 of these little lightsabers, that'd be pretty sick. Because if an arena football team in Las Vegas can muster up like 2,500 of these little lightsabers, why can't the Broncos afford 80,000? Because imagine if you get a lightsaber just for going to the game. That'd be sick. An orange lightsaber, I would love it. Star Wars and George Lucas need to get working on that. Melody Hobson, I really hope that can be something they can work on, because that would be great. Yeah, probably no intermission tonight, no be right back screens today, no ending soon screens today. We're not going to be going that long. We'll probably go for another hour at the latest. Just because I got to be up early. I got a lot to do tomorrow. Maybe even finish out at 2 hours, just so I can focus on tomorrow. But yeah, so something I talked about on the last stream that I don't know if everyone got to hear with the audio being bad, but something I want to do is I want to be able to get a bunch of these Bronco creators together. Some of us, we can totally get together and do some long live streams. Split it up into shifts if needed, so some people can only stream for like an hour or two at a time. I know a lot of these creators have their own lives or wives and stuff, or even kids, so some of them it's impossible to stream for like 12 or 24 hours straight, but I could go for 12 hours straight. I'd go probably for 24 hours. That one would be a true challenge, but I like the idea of trying to set a record, because I'm trying to think of lengths of Broncos podcasts that I've watched, and I'm trying to think if any has gone over even 6 hours, and I can't think so. So I would like to try to set a record this weekend for at least like going for 8 to 12 hours, and then try to just go for longer after that. I got some, I got extra screens, so while I'm sitting here, I can always be watching stuff. I don't necessarily have to talk the whole time. I can always, pause for an intermission and just be sitting here on my phone and just, turn the mics down, and you guys just can be sitting here watching, or I can just put on the Be Right Back screen or something, or the intermission screen. But I really want to get one of these long streams going, and I would love to do it with some Broncos creators or get someone to hop on with me, learning how I put my overlays on like this, or learning how I put, from the overlay to how I put up even the screen capture, or how I do stuff like that. This is all new to me, and I'm getting better at it. But I don't know exactly how to do the where you add people into your stream yet. But that's the goal, is to eventually have someone come on live. I haven't had a guest yet, so I don't know who wants to be the first guest, or if anyone's gonna be anytime soon. I'm trying to find a guest. It doesn't matter who. I'm just waiting for someone to ask to be that guest, and then I just need to figure out how to have someone jump on. Besides that, I don't think there's much to it, honestly. But I would love to have someone jump on. That's the plan, is to get someone to jump on the show, and then to jump on to someone else's show, as well as get a long stream going. Again, a long, imagine a 12-hour or 24-hour stream where you have just all the Broncos creators you could find, just whether they're all together, or there's 3 of them together, or just 2 together, or people are rotating or tagging out. Try to set a record, because if not, I'm going to go for these records too, because this weekend I'm going for at least 8 to 12, probably on Sunday to Monday, one of these 2 days. And when I say weekend, I include Mondays. Saturday, Sunday, Monday is one big weekend to me, because I have those days off from work, so those are my days where I really can lock in on the channel more. But yeah, I really think that a long form stream with other creators would be so sick. I would love to do stuff with other guys. And then I am excited because on the 30th, 31st, so in a week, Tom Grossi should be out here in Vegas for his 30 for 30. So I really hope I can meet Tom Grossi. He's a great creator. He covers the Packers, but he also does a show called GPS with Brandon Perna. Would love to be able to meet Tom and see him. Even if I can get him to subscribe, that'd be cool, because I'm not going to ask anyone to be like, if you want to hop on. I'm not going to ask anyone if they want to hop on, or if I can get them to hop on, because I'm not trying to use people for clout or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get someone to hop on and pass some of this boredom, so I'm not talking by myself. It'd be great to interview people, actually start lining up scripts and questions, so I can at least organize these shows more, because right now, the last few shows and this one's just been more where it's just we're here talking, but soon the shows are going to be more about, when we go live, I'm looking at the camera and I'm giving you a monologue for the first 5 minutes of the show, and then after that, we're going into hopefully interviews with guests, or things I've filmed that I can show on air, and then videos and stuff that I can air live, and then I can post them after the fact. Whether I get interviews with people live late night, or live during the day, and I can do it live during the day, or if I can just record it during the day and then air it later at night. Either way, I would love to start doing stuff like that. Those are some of the plans for the channel. Besides trying to get into this, the SAC Summit, I'm really trying to cover the SAC Summit, and if I can't, I'm going to stand outside it, and I'm going to cover it myself like a normal journalist would, where they stand on the sidewalk. Here you go, guys. Look, I got a cat coming up. Yep. So I got a cat sitting on my lap. Yeah, I don't expect a lot of people to really lock in or watch a lot during the off season, at least the NFL off season. Let alone, our show late at night is going to be kind of tough. That's why we got to build the base slowly and find, people, and normalize this idea. The idea has to come from somewhere. We have to normalize the idea that people need to know there's sports talk late at night, and I'll talk anything. You tell me what you want to talk about, and we can watch it. Because I have other tabs pulled up, and I mean, I had one pulled up just for today's sports news. Like we could talk about Usyk, retaining his heavyweight championship, being the best heavyweight boxer in the world right now. And yes, he's the best heavyweight boxer in the world. Let's see. We can always. Let's see. Here we go. So, like, there's Usyk, he retained his belt. I mean, there's the Jackson Dart drama and the Abdul Carter stuff, But, from what I saw is that those two might have cleared it up after the fact between Dart and Carter with the whole, Trump stuff. But, I don't know. I'm just saying anything to keep politics out of sports, man. I don't like these headlines every once in a while when Trump finds his way in the NFL headlines. I'm not here to hear about any politics with sports. It almost annoys me that these guys go to the White House. If I had it my way, teams would not be going to White Houses when they win a Super Bowl. They'd be going to their state capitol or their city halls. And they would be celebrating there. And it should be more of a big deal there to be like, meet your mayor, meet your governor, then go meet your, the president. I think the president makes it too political, at least when it's your governor or your mayor or something, it's local. So it's like, I wouldn't mind, if when a team wins the Super Bowl, they go to their state capital, and they're there with the state people. State officials from both parties, state representatives from both parties, the governor, city officials, all that stuff. I would love if it was more of a local affair, because if you think about it, the state and the city and the people in that city and that state played a part in that championship still. So why even go to the White House when the federal government didn't do much to help your team? It was just the people in your state and the people in your city, your community. So why not make it about when you win the Super Bowl? Let's just go, now, I understand, if it were to be let's just say Vegas were to win the Super Bowl, and they won't. But if Vegas were, going to Carson City for the to celebrate, that would sound funny. It's like, oh, big flight to Carson City. That doesn't feel right. But, there's the whole Kyle Busch thing. That was tragic. Yeah, it's very sad with Kyle Busch. Vegas local, very sad with Kyle Busch. Yeah, guys, there's, did anyone know about, Johnny Manziel? I think he's gonna be doing MMA. I don't know if anyone heard, but, yep, right here, Johnny Manziel debuting in MMA. There you go. Alright. Sorry, guys. There we are. Yep. All right, so Johnny Manziel, former NFL quarterback, will be making his MMA debut Saturday. So that was literally today. Did that happen? No, shoot. We'll have to check out, and I'll Google it right now. We'll see if anything happened with that. But yeah, Johnny Manziel was getting into MMA. But Johnny Manziel, man, anyone remember his Texas A&M highlights? Johnny Manziel did not win his MMA fight. There you go, guys. Johnny Football did not win his MMA fight. I don't know if that was relevant or if that mattered. Let's see. Well, let me double check my audio real quick. I did bump the mic real quick. Okay, everything's working. Yeah, it happened here in Las Vegas. That's crazy. How did I not know Johnny Manziel was going to be in a boxing match? I mean, an MMA fight. That's crazy. Well, guys, at least so much for that. So much for spending some time talking about that. Let's see. Anything else? I don't know, guys. I'm really ready to just kind of call it a night just because I got a lot to do tomorrow. And I do want to do a big stream tomorrow, so I'm probably going to get off the air soon, in about 10 minutes. Yeah, so in 10 minutes I'm going to get off the air, and then we're going to go to schedule our next stream for later today, probably during the Avs and Knights game. I'll stream during that. So we'll talk Avs as well as whatever anyone wants to talk about, and we'll go from there. Yeah, the cat's happy. Have a good night, Tommy. Thank you for showing up and popping in. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Yep, I'm going to be cutting out in about 8 minutes. Yeah. Just that way we can just have gotten more practice done today, which we did. I would call this a win. You know, I figured out the screen capture thing, so that's kind of fun. I had barely figured it out maybe 30 minutes before we went live. Again, you know, big shout out to Goonsville one last time. Much love to Goonsville. I know Petros was busy. Goonsville didn't hop in the chat today, but Goonsville's always busy, always got stuff going on. But man, me and Goonsville, we got some stuff coming up, man. Me and Petros were talking about it yesterday about maybe some cool merch and stuff, but it's going to be sick. So just keep your eyes out, guys. You know, Goonsville's got some great stuff, and Still Up in Goonsville are working on something. So just stay tuned. All right, guys. And then make sure you go to the YouTube page, go like and subscribe if anyone's watching this after it's happened. You know, it would really mean a lot to me if you go subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100 right now. The goal is 500 before the season starts, but just to get to 100 would be a big deal. So let's try to get these likes. Let's try to subscribe. Let's try to go from 64 to 65 in the next 24 hours. That's the goal. Let's find one subscriber. How about that? We'll try to gain one subscriber a day if we can, and that would be a great way to go. All right, guys. And we're going to jump off of this screen capture, and we're just going to sit here for a second for the last 6 minutes. Again, I appreciate everyone that showed up. You know, Broncos Europe, Mile High Monsters. I know that you guys just popped in for a little bit, but I understand it's late. I understand for Mike it's late, and then I understand it's really, really early for you guys up there. And you know, I know it's early for you guys in Europe, so it means a lot that you guys showed up. Hopefully soon I can eventually start, you know, streaming with some folk or getting them on my show. Even if we just do some stuff offline and record it together, you know, that would be fun too. Just record like a podcast and then go back and then air it after the fact. That would be cool. Besides that, guys, I'm really trying to get this like a streamathon going. You know, get a bunch of creators going for 24 hours. So I'm trying to put those energies out there. I reached out to 1 or 2 people about, you know, seeing if that could be something that happened, but until then, you know, I'm just going to keep learning how this works. I would need some help from some of these guys that are more senior with having their own channels and how all this stuff works. But either way, I want to get a nice long stream going with some of these other guys. But tomorrow we're going to go for at least 6 hours, maybe 8. We're going to go longer and longer each week. And we're going to have our schedule going. I'll have a schedule in the next 2 days that I'm going to post. And that will be our weekday schedules that we should normally be streaming on, which are going to be weeknights after I get off work probably. And then on the weekends, we're going to do nice long watch-longs and such, just for whatever sports are going on. But I do appreciate everyone showing up. Yeah, it was a nice little 2-hour stream just to get it done tonight. Go see my sister's dog tomorrow morning, bright and early, about 6-7 hours. We're going to go see him. It will be 9 o'clock our time in the morning. We're going to go head out to the park, go have a good time, go make sure this boy gets a cheeseburger, sits by the ducks and by the pond. We're going to give this dog the best day of his life, and then tomorrow we're going to do the same thing but at home. Just give him all the good time that he needs, all the love, all the rest, all the playtime. So anyone out here, give Domino, my sister's dog, all the love you can. It means a lot to me. He's a good pal to me. We're just rooting for Domino to have a good final. They say days to weeks, so we're hoping for at least a few weeks, just so we can have as much time as we can. Thank you guys for all the support. It is 12:27 here in Las Vegas, 1:27 Mountain Time, and if you're in the Mountain Time zone, I just wanted to say thanks, guys. We're gonna log off right now, but I do appreciate all the support and anyone that bears with me through these streams as I learn the audio or I fix my audio after it cuts out or anything. I appreciate anyone that shows up and supports. It's not easy to show up and support, and it's not easy to stay up late for some of these streams, especially when it's not part of your routine, so I do appreciate it. Alright guys, I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a lovely night.